All right, time for some hard science now on the day. A groundbreaking discovery that life on Earth may have begun far earlier than anyone had thought. Now, that is according to scientists who have found what could be the oldest fossils on the planet. This is some very, very sexy science, as one geologist said today. The microfossils in these rocks are believed to be the remains of bacteria that once thrived underwater. Thinner than a human hair, these ancient organisms are thought to have provided the basis for more complex life. You see right there. Now, these fossils were found after examining rock samples from the eastern shore of Hudson Bay in Canada, and they point to evidence of life on Earth some 4 billion years ago. Now, let's take a little trip back in time right now. Homo sapiens, that's us, have roamed the Earth for around 200,000 years. Looking back even further, it was 225 million years ago when the dinosaurs came along. It's Mr. T-Rex for you. Before that, 530 million years ago, there was an explosion of life underwater, and that's when fish first burst onto the sea. And almost too far back to even imagine, 2.1 billion years ago, the eukaryotes evolved, organisms with more complex cell structures than we had seen before. But that's nothing now compared to the latest findings of life on Earth, a whopping 4.2 billion years ago. I mean, we're talking about a long time ago, all of which leads us to estimate that the formation of Earth happened around 4.6 billion years ago. Well, earlier today, we spoke to Dominique Papineau, one of the main research partners in this discovery. Some of his colleagues are still skeptical about the findings, so we asked Dominique why he is so certain.
Right. So the skepticism is adequate, I think. It was not expected to find microfossils in these old rocks because they've been metamorphosed at temperatures more than 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. But despite that fact, we also found that the microfossils themselves contain, they are made of hematite, but they are also have many morphological traits that make them very similar to modern living to modern living iron oxidizing bacteria. So they have corkscrew shapes. They're filaments that are surrounded by tubes. They're attached to little knobs of hematite, and they also have branching. So all these characteristics, we observe them. So we're quite confident that that's what we found.